Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. Mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Tuesday, Song Day, Yogananda, one of my favorite early um, guru teachings, Autobiography of a Yogi. I suggest you all read it. It'll help you remind you that the enchantment still exists. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee night and day. Night and day, I look for thee night and day. Oh, the devotional longing to see the Holy One, the only one. Anyway, that's where we are. I'm talking a little about what I call Prometheus rising. How do we, like the phoenix, rise from the ashes of the old, rise from the ashes of the dead? Uh, Anytime someone describes through philosophy or religious teaching, mysticism, mythology, they're just models, they're just maps. And as we know, the map is not the territory, just like the menu is not the food. So we have to be aware our brains are not just to be compared to computers because they're not just solid state. Our brains are much more electrocolloidal, electrocolloidal, and the plasma pulls it together, you could say. So when you start looking at what we're really made of, you go through the stages. Of course, at the basic level, it's like, you start off getting nursed. And so there's the protective feeling that the world is welcoming, safe place, or you back away from it because it's threatening and predatory. So we all go through these oral stages imprinted by the mother or the primary caregiver, and that teaches us the subsequent nourishment or fear, threat. And then we struggle within the family in the terrible twos to find our way, learn the territorial rules of the family, the emotional games, the pecking order, you could say, the rituals that you're taught both in your family and outside for domination, submission, who's the alpha dog. And then you realize that you're given cultural conditionings that semantically define for you what reality is. You learn the language of your culture, and they fix for you words and the objects, supposedly, or the phenomenon that it points to. And then as you get older, the taboos get worse, especially as you hit your sexuality. Once you start pleasuring yourself and you understand what orgasm is, and you're pulled genetically by the mating experiences, which you don't have to have, but it's still a powerful pull to reproduce our species, and then for some period of time nurture the young. So that's what we evolved as domesticated primates. And everyone goes through this. Everyone recapitulates the same journey from infancy to adulthood. And we learn what our culture tells us is right and wrong, what's taboo, what will be rewarded for, what will be punished for. And so it makes the gene pool possible to survive. It passes on our sociobiology, and that's where the transmission of our culture comes from. But then you get to the next step of growth where you can, I call it getting high, but it doesn't only mean like using drugs. It means you change your consciousness, you shift your perception, you interrupt the circuitry by some kind of ecstatic experience that shows you there's more than what you thought of. And whether you do it through your own kind of mind feedback loops or through sensory experience or through yoga, you find that there's bliss And all of a sudden, the semantics of how other people told you life was, that's not what you think anymore. And then you realize I can create my own semantic reality, right? I have my own thoughts about how things are. And then once you understand that, now you're into understanding what I call programming. That you can set up your brain, you can change your mind and shift your brain, create new synapses, new ideas, new imaginal fantasies, what I said, the romance with your imagination. And then all of a sudden, if you go deep enough, the feedback system is such that you start getting in touch with your own RNA and DNA, the genetic circuitry that's much, much deeper than just what's mediated by your conscious mind creating concepts and ideas. And then we get into the meta programming. Once you realize you can program yourself, then don't stop with the program you just gave yourself, even if it's way better than the program you had before from the semantics of your culture or your religion or the politics or whatever. Now you realize I'm going to tell a better story. If I could make myself happier, be more peaceful, be more sane, be more funny, be more compassionate, be more clear by the thoughts I let dwell in my head, why wouldn't I do that? And then at the beginning, maybe I don't realize I can continue to do that and tell better stories than the story I just told myself. And that seems to be completely open ended. And that's where all of a sudden consciousness is no longer limited to our own physical vehicle. But you could say that we realize there's an aspect of us that's non local, everywhere at once, simultaneously, the transcended. I'm still trying to find it. I know it's there, and no matter how many people say, you're stupid for doing that, give it up, stop the search, just come down to earth. I think that's genetically been built into us to try to find out what else is there, what is the bigger thing that we're part of. Hope you find it too. I'll let you know if I find it. Let me know if you find it.